All right, hey again, everyone. Craig Galbraith, the voice of the channel. I am at the D&H NEXT Plus event. It's an inaugural event here in Austin, Texas, where the company is showcasing its Advanced Solutions Plus business unit. Sitting down now with Jason Bystrak. Jason is Senior Vice President of Cloud and the aforementioned Advanced Solutions Plus. Jason, good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Craig. Thanks for being here this week.
Thanks for having me. It has been so exciting to watch your partners embrace the Advanced Solutions Plus business unit. Talk a little bit about how they're going to the enterprise customer. They're selling these high growth solutions. It's really taking D&H to the next level.
Yeah, great question. I appreciate that. So it's interesting the way that we built the Advanced Solutions Plus business unit. It really started off with our cloud business, which is why I came into D&H back in 2019. And as we started to build out capabilities to support that, meaning advanced operational platforms, our managed services and professional services practice, a lot of our vendor partners and customers started to come to us saying that they needed help with other solutions around that. So we started bolting on different types of product categories, including hardware and things. And really last fall, we rebranded the entire business unit as Advanced Solutions Plus. And now what we've created is a one-stop shop where our partners can come to us, enter in through a different solution category, and we can scope out an entire end-to-end solution, help them understand the services that need to wrap around that, and even decide on the consumption model that they want to have, because we've got a lot of flexible options with it, such as hybrid cloud and that. So that's really accelerated the company to the next level, and it's been the North Star of how we've constructed the unit to serve our partners. This event, as you mentioned here for Next Plus, is really our first inaugural event, as you said, for thought leadership content around those solution areas. So we're really excited to bring that to our partners this week.
Absolutely, very exciting. You talked about the vendors, the partners, those some of the things that went into the decision to create the unit. You kind of looked at that a year or two ago and said, hey, this is what we need.
It's always about the partners, right? That's why we show up every morning and supporting our vendors as well to get those solutions to market. So we wanted to create an experience for them that was really hybrid, so that it allowed them to come to one-stop shop, be able to work with people to put together a multi-vendor solution and really kind of architect the services that happen to wrap around it, and then decide on how they want, and their end customers frankly wanted to consume those solutions, so we could craft that together and then walk side by side with them and help them take it to market and be successful.
Absolutely. Specifically within the advanced solutions, what is the best opportunity for the partner out there, maybe compared to the old school ways of traditional distribution?
Well, my first answer is all of them, but if we're going to kind of narrow things down a little bit, there's so much interest around AI right now, right? You can't go anywhere without hearing about it. So a lot of the solutions that we have within the different categories are focused on that. So whether it's working with something like Microsoft Copilot and customizing a solution, we're doing work helping people implement that, build agents and take that to market. Others are building more private AI solutions where they need to have the data center infrastructure, and we have all the major platforms from Dell to Cisco to HPE to Lenovo now, so we can work with them to customize it based on how they're crafting that. So I'd start with AI, and I think equally big right now is probably cybersecurity. There's a lot of demand to consume that in an as-a-service motion. The security landscape is getting too complex, too many threats that an end user can't do this alone. And even an MSP has too many vectors coming in where they have to have a solution to be able to deal with all that. So it's getting a lot more complex, and we're helping partners build that security as a service practice and then execute on it. So I'd start with those two at the top of the list.
Absolutely. So what kind of internal changes, maybe strengthening your teams internally, did you have to do to support that?
I think in order to accelerate our Advanced Solutions Plus business, there's a few foundational things that I think most of our partners also do the same things as a best practice. So first of all, I do think you have to stand up a team of specialized experts in those categories. And their role is going to be to, first of all, overlay the sales organization of the company so that they can help them understand and train them on those solutions. They can join them in four-legged and partner calls to be able to go out in the market and help do training and business development and find opportunities. And the more and more that we do that joint selling together, the more that you see the sales organization is able to carry the ball further and further into the sales cycle. And I will tell you that it's really exciting right now to see that we're at the point where our sales organization is out there supporting our partners and closing deals all on their own, and we're able to scale the business that way. So that growth has been phenomenal within the company.
Yeah, please get into that a little more. I know a lot of partners watching this are going to want to know how you enable them to support them and enable them to sell these solutions.
I don't think what we do is wildly different than what we'd advise partners to do. It starts off with you have to have, a subject matter expert team, right? That's our business unit internally with us that can lean in and overlay them to support that. You provide the training and start off with, helping them to understand, to recognize opportunities and eventually to qualify them a bit better. There's a lot of co-selling that goes on. So we're not afraid to do four-legged sales calls, as we call them, where we bring one of our business unit experts in a certain, category along with the field sales organization that we have and really work side by side, because that knowledge transfer happens. And what I'm excited about is we're starting to see in a big way our overall sales organization be able to carry the ball a lot further on their own, and they're closing deals. And that's how we get scale and leverage to help our partners build their business.
I like that, the four-legged sales dude. I'm going to have to trademark that. Finally, Jason, wrapping this all up, putting this all into a bow, what does your top partner look like within Advanced Solutions?
Boy, that's a hard one to answer, because there's a lot of different partner models, and we're not here to tell them how to operate their business. We're here to show them different ways that they can achieve their goals. But I would say that the most successful partners have made significant investments in a managed services practice, and that's going to be constructed different ways based on the way they want to set up their team. In some cases, they're consuming some of our managed services and white labeling them and taking them to market. Other times they do a lot more of the heavy lifting themselves when it comes to service delivery. So I think that's one area. I think the better partners are looking across that solution stack and integrating different categories. So they might come to us initially and they're a great, data center compute partner, and we're helping them build out more of the storage practice goes with it. We're layering in those security solutions. So I think the successful partners are those that are looking at how they continue to expand that footprint. One of the, we're seeing a lot when you think about what's happening with customer success, or the CX model. Think of the LAIR model: land, adopt, expand, and renew. We want to help partners land that new customer with the technology, drive adoption within that solution, right, to make sure that they're actually using it, seeing the value they expected. Expanding it, that's the E, and figuring out what other solutions can attach into it and expand the footprint. And then comes renewal time, right? A lot of times there's contracts involved with these partners and these end clients, and we want to make sure that that partner is able to go out there and capture a renewal when that comes up at a higher, value than it was when they started the opportunity. So if we're all being successful together, that's working really well.
That's the key. Terrific relationship. Jason, thanks for your time. Appreciate the invite to your event.
Absolutely, Craig. Thanks again for being here.
All right.